All right, our participants are joining in. So let us officially welcome and let us start our session today. So, welcome everyone. One more time, I'm welcoming all of you for the very interesting session we have today with our esteemed guests. So, the session we'll be having on clean tech and the global opportunities. Here we have a very esteemed guest with us, all the way from Malaysia. So, my good friend, Mr. Jaziri Alkaf Abdillah Suffian. He is with us here today. So he is the chair of advisory board for Fortune Cleantech Incorporation, and also he's a former senator of the Parliament of Malaysia. Back in my last year visit in Malaysia, I have seen he is very much enthusiastic and very involved with the startup community of Malaysia, and also in the cleantech sector and different other sectors as well. He always have his patience and passion both for to connect with the startup communities. So a very good welcome to Mr. Sufyan, and I'm really sure that this session gonna be a very insightful and helpful for the let's say clean tech sectors startup of us in Bangladesh. So the portfolio startups we have in today's as a participants, the founders are here. Mostly they are from the Accelerating Bangladesh, the nationwide accelerating program we just have started, let's say 1.5 year ago, and successfully we have completed, let's say 35 cohorts so far, and overall 1,000 startups altogether. So very good welcome, Mr. Sufyan. Yes, any quick reflections? Yes.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Mr. Tarif. And it's good to see you again. This time
Yeah.
online. Yes, I, I had the honor of hosting our good friend in Kuala Lumpur last year. And I think the highlight was we managed to take photo in the parliament of Malaysia.
Yes.
Places. Yeah. So,
Yes,
Mr. Tariq,
absolutely.
you're most welcome to come back to Malaysia anytime. Let me know, and I open the invitation to all our friends in Bangladesh here as well. Yeah. Um, yes. Thank you again, Nif, for this session, organizing this session. Uh, I'm very taken back. I'm very humbled to hear that you've already done 35 cohort over 1,000 participants, 1,000 startup. I think
Yes,
that's
yes. Most of the startups, early stage startups. Yes.
huge number. I think I should be the one learning from you, not the other way around.
No, no, of course. It's basically we felt that this is the way we really need to move forward, and we need to encourage our young founders, our young thought driven people, so that they can go more and look into more to the industries. So yeah, Mr. Sufyan, I really appreciate that. This is a very, I would say, pressing topic or pressing area where our startups need to move on, like the clean tech and the area where we can definitely think for our environment, think for our society. So, can you please just share a very quick personal reflection of yours that why you come into the clean tech space? What was the, let's say, motivation or interest? How it grows? Shortly.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Tariq. I'm heavily involved during my Senate days. I was in the um, upper house of Malaysian Parliament for 3 years. I completed my term about 2 years ago, and that was my first term in Senate. And during my Senate days, SDG is one of the focus of my area of focus in the Senate. SDG, of course, everybody knows here is a very important sector in terms of our daily uh, daily operation, be let it be private, personal, individual, corporate, governance as well, and of course ESG is part of it. Yeah. So being SDG, being what do you call it? Uh, our sustainability and green agenda, and being future focus in terms of sustainability, EV or green transition or energy transition initiative is something that I take very seriously, and, and what is also uh, encouraging and important is that the younger generation, identify to it
Right.
far better, far better
Absolutely.
in a
Absolutely.
bigger number. They can identify with it, and it has become a driver, and become the movement in terms of consciously uh, how we deal, or how we uh, uh, how we want to relate ourselves to world outside our nature, say. So because of that involvement uh, in this field and this area, now I'm not in the policy making area field, but in continuation to that, it's now getting my hands dirty, if you like, and be in the real scene of implementation rather than policy making.
Yes, I think this is very interesting that when you work with the government and you were in the government to look after for the Malaysian people and for your policy making, you actually pick the very right approach, or actually pick the very right way path to the SDGs. And Malaysia has done fantastic, no doubt to that on this. So looking at there and what just started, I want to hear from you that the clean tech industry, and overall the changes, like from the beginning to till now, what are the, let's say, impactful innovations and the transitions or the trends you have seen, let's say in Malaysia and also in the Asian markets in the clean tech sector?
Well, yes, of course. Like I said just now, SDG, ESG, clean tech, green agenda is very entrenched in the how would I say, in the delivery of education in Malaysia. We're talking about in Malaysia at the moment. So when I say education, it's not only in secondary. Secondary, they are exposed to, of course, being sustainability in some ways. But after when they go into tertiary, whether it's doing a vocational and universities and colleges and other higher learning institution, it's a huge focus as part of their curriculum, whether it's formal or informal. So there are a lot of emphasis on how they can be part of this movement of being green. So there's a
Yes,
lot of
absolutely.
emphasize on the this agenda in the tertiary level education. So of course, when they are involved, then they're able to participate in doing more and being active in this area. And some of them, and probably certain universities, has brought it even further, where they have labs or they have workshops and so on and so forth, to build, you know, in some ways, startup, if you like a what do you say, like a lab, like initiatives that bring their ideas, their green ideas into fruition, into implementation. Which they have sort of like a lab and test the idea and how they can bring it forward. So in terms of the next generation, the youth generation of of knowing SDG, of knowing the green agenda is very entrenched among Malaysian youth, and I hope you see it grow even more, and of course we have to support this ecosystem even further, and of course that would be role of government or agencies, ministries to see how they can enhance the
Definitely.
participation of students.
Definitely. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
would like to mention with you all over that you mentioned very rightly that the education system, if we can blend it, let's say the awareness and the content learning from the very
Yeah.
beginning with the students, that gonna help to the innovation and also the need and actually the right focus for the SDGs or for the clean tech areas that can help to grow. I would like to share with you that in Bangladesh we are recently looking at that there are certain universities, they are also coming up with BSc degrees on environmental sciences and specifically focused on sustainability. So that is the area where definitely we all are moving, not just let's say a few countries in Asia, as well as overall there's a movement going on. So what do you think that, let's say, to grow the clean tech industry, what are the, let's say, the impact or what is the contribution of innovation and technology? Is it just the innovation and technology is required, or it is just the, let's say, social movement that can help the clean tech to grow?
Yeah. Yes, very interesting question, Tarif. It comes down to, of course, we're talking about education here, but what type of education, education that allows you to think creatively. Now, that's what we want. And I'm sure emerging industries, emerging countries need to breed this type of student, not spoon-fed students. That's the last thing we want, So when we are able
Right.
to generate thinking, critical thinking, innovation, creativity, imagination, those are the fuel of what you are talking about, Tarek. When you're talking
Yes,
about
yes,
getting
absolutely.
startup, because when you talk about startup, you talk about businesses, you need to think outside of the box. You are providing solution. In order to provide solution, you must have creativity in, in some ways or
No, no doubt to that, no doubt to that. Very,
yes,
very, very rightly pointed. Yeah.
yes.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So, what do you
yeah,
see the, let's say the, I would like to dig deep a bit over here, like the overall the clean tech landscape. If we talk about like from, I'm pretty sure that you have seen the 90s, the millennials, and the journey of the clean tech landscape to grow. So, being in, let's say, we all share the similar communities or similar environment, I would say. So the changes, what you have seen from this landscape, just put a bit more of light on the global perspective as well. That how the clean tech industry is going further. Since you are working with a lot of organizations and you also know the practices, can you please just enlighten a bit over there how
well,
this is going?
yeah, depending on what region or what country you're looking from, countries like Malaysia emerging, I'm sure it's similar like Bangladesh. Our region, ASEAN, is a growing region. It's an emerging region. Africa is an emerging region. We
Right.
cannot compare in some ways to developed nations. The UK is the Europe are pretty much advanced in many ways. Of course, Japan. Yes. So those markets are slightly more mature in some ways, and very saturated. So
Right.
their focus is uh, probably slightly more different. Their drivers, they're driven by identity. Identity. That's why I mentioned how they do stuff is because they identify it's become their identity to do green things. Whereas us in Malaysia or similar status country. It's of course we identify being green and being sustainable as a machine, as a driver to move forward. But it has to be also practical. When I say practical, also startup has to be sustainable in terms of bottom line and revenue making and profit making. So in some ways, it that is the question is not identity, but identity slash economic, economic
Right.
factor. So you cannot run as an emerging country like us. The focus in providing solution in terms of economic and development prospects is probably as important and as equal value as identifying being green. So that's how I find those two region, if you like, developed or more developed countries.
This is really great. Like I would say this is very specific area you have mentioned, that you really need to identify what are the challenges, or what are the I would say what are the problems we are creating for the environment, and where the solution relies. So if anyone can pick up a solution which is not just for their country, rather for the, let's say, the region or for the ecosystem they are connected, so that can definitely help them to scale up the business, and also to go to different countries with the solutions. So as a whole, we can
Yeah,
contribute for
you're right,
the,
Tarif, because
yeah,
you're right, because I take Malaysia as for instance, and Indonesia. No, the focus of startup is always community. It's their community, their region, their city.
right.
Where else? The more developed nations, they're looking at a bigger picture. So and their outreach is far. The adoption rate is further far. Further being the implementation is higher, and adoption rate is higher in their country. So they're able to go out what they offer. So when ours is still looking into solution-driven, community-based initiatives program. So those are probably two different areas of focus.
Fantastic. I mean, the communities and their involvement and inclusivity is very, very important to save the motherland, Mother Earth, and also to save the ideas to generate and to work on the clean tech. I think this is very, very crucial for any clean tech business or any clean tech startup to move forward, so that people can actually adopt and they can actually make their growth as well. I can see the company you are currently in the advisory board, the Fortune Cleantech. So you are also working in this, I would say, in this sector of, let's say, your company is doing the EV, and they are doing the battery swapping for the EV sectors. So this, I'm sure, this is basically this basically have a very growth trend in the not just in Malaysia, and also in the Asian region, and also in the European regions, or let's say the American regions as well. So the company you are moving ahead with this, I really want to hear your let's say expert opinion on this, to for our startups over here, or founders over here, that how the, let's say, the journey is actually going about your country, and let's say specifically the EV areas or the alternative energy areas, and also how it has the impression in the Asian region, and as well as the global as well. Any thoughts on that?
Yes. Thanks, Tarif. Global, sorry, Fortune Cleantech, the startup that I'm involved in as chairman or is based in Nigeria, actually, in West
Great,
Africa. So
great.
what we do is we help the government and ministries to advance the net zero agenda.
Okay.
We have net zero again 2060. So slightly longer Usually people go for 2050, but that's fine. We're an emerging market. So
Yes.
so what we do is we assist in terms of providing uh, battery swap as a service. It's not chargeable tuk-tuk or what you call this, a three-wheeler last last mile delivery in terms of logistic and people mover. Yeah. So we help provide the platform for ICE engine, petrol engine, transition into EV. Yeah.
Right.
So that is number one. So it helps the government or agenda, government or ministry agenda to move that, to commit into that. Number two is, like I said just now, Tarif, what is equally important is, of course, the government will want to, and the ministry will want to have this cool and sexy agenda of, energy transition.
Yeah.
Not only in Nigeria, but the same in Malaysia as well. But what's similar between us two countries is that, of course, we are emerging. We're probably, Malaysia is slightly more advanced than Nigeria in some ways. But both of them have to focus on how this energy transition green agenda impact the people on the ground. So that is fundamental. So how can we use this adoption into green to benefit the people on the ground? So that is another question by itself, on how we want to deliver it. So it's very difficult to convince or have good adoption rate for the people on the ground when energy transition or this initiative to go EV or similar, if it does not benefit the people, it does benefit the community, right? So
Oh, it's actually makes sense. Yeah, it's really
yeah,
makes sense. And I really aligned with your thought over there. Let's say the country like us, which is heavily populated with people with a
mm,
less amount of land, to be honest, when we think about commute from one place to another, it is a very much daily need of the people. So when this sort of clean technologies comes in, it not just help us to, let's say, is move sustainably, and also it helps the overall community to have less polluted environment. As you know that at the moment Dhaka is one of the polluted city,
yeah,
and we see a lot of environmental and health issues for our people in terms of the air pollutions. So these sort of environment focused, environment friendly, clean tech solutions or technologies definitely should come in to save the bigger picture, not just in Bangladesh, also the countries like us who are heavily populated. And as we see that Asia is the most populated region in any where else in the
yeah,
worldwide. So this is very important. Where that comes over there, my thought comes to talk about you, since you mentioned that from Fortune Cleantech, you are actually assisting governments and assisting the regulatory authorities or bodies to implement this clean tech journey or clean tech solutions. So, what is the your thoughts about the collaborations between the governments and the private sectors
mm,
for the clean tech initiatives or the clean tech startups?
yeah. That's an interesting one. You see, as a startup, it's the focus is always providing solution, right? Not only
Right.
providing solution to the people, to the community, to the business, business owners and stuff like that. It should be, we should also provide solution for ourselves. You see, so that's why being a startup, sometimes we feel that we have the answer to the solution, to the
Right.
problem. Sometimes,
Right.
we really have it. We are passionate about something. We think this is the solution. We go to it, but sometimes we hit a wall. That's why you need
No
a lot
doubt.
of workshops and labs and incubator series and so on and so forth until you
Right.
find the real niche in terms of providing solution. But as startup, even like ourselves, we thought that the providing EV services would be the best service for the community. But actually, it might not be that way. So now, how do we how do we uh, find ways to overcome that? That's why being creative, being innovative is part and parcel of being a startup or being an entrepreneur. So
Right.
finding other ways to provide solutions. So now, like our startup, we if we just provide the battery as a service EV tuk for the business owners and for the drivers, yeah, probably we can roll out 100 tuk. But
Yeah.
in terms of being business savvy or sustainable, uh, in terms of in terms of business operation, we need to find ways to scale up uh, faster. So in some ways, we are looking into partnering, collaboration with existing providers of logistic providers. So they also have commitment into going green or going sustainable. So how
Right.
do we partner up, like you said just now, partnership and collaboration? How do you partner up and provide the same solution to our customers and so on and so forth? So being flexible is very, very important. Being innovative, creative, and that is some value that all of us somehow need to learn and learn very fast.
No, that's very interesting. I can echo you with this on a point that the if you remember in 2016, the Leonardo DiCaprio, he won the Oscar award, and he mentioned on his speech that climate change is real and it is happening right now. And we all like I mean the most I would say the most urgent threat we are facing as an entire species, not just as human, other species as well, they are also facing the same vulnerability. So here the government, the communities, the people, the corporations all really need to move forward. We often feel like climate change is expensive, or we often feel that the clean tech solutions or the clean tech experiments are expensive, so we might not need to go there. We take the cheaper solution. For example, if you consider plastic, we just take for the cheaper solution, but in the long run we are just destroying our thoughts, we are just destroying our environment, we are also just destroying our world where we only can live. So by saying this, I really want to understand from you that since you already have seen the I would say the blooming of clean tech startups in Malaysia, and if I can recall last year when I was at Malaysia meeting you, I attended the Take in Asia conference. There I have seen the startup arena, the Entamol, the startup who own the prize, is basically the black soldier fly, making animal feeds from black soldier flies, the circular economy, fighting with the food waste. So these all are definitely coming up, and Malaysia has started the journey ahead, as you mentioned. Like when you are in the parliament, you have started your goals and works on the SDGs. So what opportunity do you see as Bangladesh as a country to look into the clean tech journey, and also let's say the what are the I would say the what are the lessons we can actually learn as a country from the journey of Malaysia to go in the path of clean tech?
Yeah, good question, Tarif, and it's a very difficult question actually to answer it properly. Because like you said, we cannot we cannot compare ourselves with advanced nations or the developed nations.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like for instance, the adoption rate is probably higher, and they have the capacity and they have the resources to do it. Us, like you said just now, whether we want to use plastic, which is only 1 cent, or you want to use degradable plastic, which is 10 cents.
Right, right,
So,
right.
two options. One is status quo, while the other one is environmentally friendly and biodegradable. So, of course, we want to go for the biodegradable, but like you said, it could be, it's usually 30% more expensive. So in
Right.
our region, as an emerging economy and society, are we able to provide? Are we able to spend that extra when we do not have an extra to spend? So that's number one. That's a valid question. And then for of course, for the bigger picture is for the better of the nature lah. But at the expense of having uh, 2 meals rather than 3 meals per day. You must understand that a lot of take my state for instance. There are 50% of them do not have. Well, I'm not saying do not have enough food, but they have enough food, comfortable food. But if you ask them to spend a bit more on being sustainable, it's they have to think 2-3 times, whether they have that extra money to spend on things like that.
Right, right.
So in
Yeah,
our region, in our economic dynamic, we have the choice actually, of being going green and going economically viable as we go green, as we go as we press into the sustainability agenda. So that's why that's the beauty of our emerging market, emerging economy. We are able to blend those two things together and see how it impacts our society and our lives. That's where I think policymakers, partnership with private sectors, in terms of R&D, in terms of deliveries, in terms of adoption, plays a major role uh, for pushing the green agenda forward. So it's interesting and dynamic. Tarif is not purely being sustainably being green mindset, but we have to be practical as well. So
absolutely.
that is the big question. That's the big agenda.
No, absolutely, absolutely. That drives to me over here that the companies we have over here in let's say in Bangladesh in the Asian region, um, obviously after the industrial revolution, everyone just thought about their profitability. But then it comes to mind now that the sustainability thing is real, and we really need to think about the environment so that we can actually live healthy and happy with this environment as well. That's very important. So here, as you have mentioned, that the partnerships, the collaborations, not just in the public and private, and also the organizations community is very much required. So that brings my light to put a shade over here. What are the, let's say, barrier, or what are the, let's say, the, I would say the, let's say, shortcoming you see as, let's running with the government and also working in the clean tech sector? Is there anything you really feel that very much pressing that as a country, Bangladesh, and as well as the countries like surrounding us in Asian region, everybody might feel might face to going forward with that clean tech startup or clean tech business? What are thoughts?
Yeah, as a policymaker, how much emphasis does the government agencies, the ministry, focus on being green or being sustainable, being clean tech, So
Yeah.
it is from the budget of the yearly budget is a reflection to that. On the size of office is a reflection to their commitment. The size of the ministry, is there a ministry involved in delivering this agenda? I think those are the indicators on how serious uh, the nation or the government is on these areas. Yeah. So, do we have SDG programs or sustainability programs on the governmental level? Because you see, it comes down to the governmental push, right? So if
Yeah.
the government does not take it heavily this agenda, why would private sectors play a role? Or why would institutions, why would the education sector play a role? So, so the government has a very central role in providing this. And one thing that I think we should focus on, or the government or the agencies, is providing R&D grants and R&D budget. From that, uh, if if we have that budget in whatever form, whether it's a grant or loan or whatever it is, uh, that is an indication how serious it is. Second is, sometimes we cannot rely entirely on the government agencies to bring the agenda forward. There's always this uh, idea of the big society where the private sectors, the NGOs, foundations, uh, and philanthropies, and so on and so forth, play a more central role in pushing this. So maybe those are the areas or the field or the people that we want to look into partnership in moving the
Yep. Yeah.
agenda forward.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So it really makes sense, and very, very good point you have mentioned about the let's say just not looking for fund, and also looking for the grants and the governments, or let's say the private organizations as well. They can come up with their contribution to that, not just doing from their part. They can also contribute from their financial sides as well. Sufyan, just one reminder. Few of the participants have mentioned that your voice is a bit low. So could you please
Okay.
just make sure that the voice is on the full scale?
Um, Maybe I should come closer. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I have
Yeah,
to come closer to
yes,
the
yes,
tablet.
better.
All right.
Yes, better. Okay. So yeah, what I was discussing that let's say the opportunities and the challenges we have already talked about. So now my bigger stake comes over here, and I'm pretty sure the audiences over here they are also looking forward to this very eagerly. Since you have like in the board of a clean tech startup already, and you have seen the changes in your country on the clean tech sector. So the biggest question for everybody is the funding, right? So
Yeah.
everybody
Of
looks for
course.
the yeah, definitely everybody look for the funding,
Yeah.
and everybody understands how they can actually go for the investors who can come to the clean tech sector, because we all understand that clean tech is not a, let's say, regular kind of a business sector. So not everybody can understand, or not everybody can think of to put their money to get best out of that from there. So what are your thoughts about the, let's say, the consideration for the investment or the finance the
Yeah.
early stage startups look into, or how they can plan for their business? What would be the thoughts on that?
Yeah. You see, in take Malaysia for instance, for startup ideation stages, there's a lot of grants, if you like, given by agencies or ministries for them to kickstart, their idea. But those are probably not much in terms of value. What they get is But at least get them started in the very initial stage. That's number one. Number two is as it grows, as the startup entrepreneurs have more traction, they need to scale up. Of course, they need to find a bigger funding. You know, and it's always a challenge because in the investors' mind is how fast can they get return. You know? And there's always the reality of of a funder or investor. That's always there. So that's why at some stage where the ministry or agencies can no longer provide the facilities for them, it is up to the real VCs or funders to look into our design, our program, and see how they like to be part of it, and see how they can scale up the program operation. That's always a challenge, but I think there are a lot of VCs or philanthropists or funders, investors out there who would like to hear what we have, but getting the right match sometimes can take longer than usual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually VCs take a big portion of your equity. You know, that's how they make money. That's how they operate. So at initial stage of startup, maybe VC is not the best option. But then again, what other options do we have? No, we always find that there's always that challenge, and it's always that hurdle. But yeah, I'm sure there are ways out there. But I would like to bring one attention to you, Tarif, and everybody here. You know? One thing, I was with another UK startup just last night and a few days ago. They are here in Malaysia as part of their operation to expand their offer to this region, Malaysia and this region. This could be interesting to you and Tarif and everybody, because what they do is provide funding. What they do is they help you seek the suitable funding solution for your startup. You see, each startup has at different stage and different requirements and so on and so forth. But looking for the right match of funder is another option. You might know to look into, funders, investors in manufacturing, but no, if you have a service-based, education tech, it might not be a right fit, and so on and so forth. So what they do is help each startup tailor their pitch for the right kind of VCs or investors or funders. So I would like to bring this to your attention, and probably we can work something up with everybody here and Tarif.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that this is something huge that maybe we can work on together. I think that is a big thing coming.
Very, I would say very helpful, and this is very, very right moment requirement for our startups here as well. Because of course, if someone is really like to hear from us in the language of, let's say, Urdu, If we talk to
Mm.
the language of maybe English, that doesn't go with them, right? So
Yeah.
matching with the VC, right VC, I mean,
Mm.
right sectors VC is very, very important. And yeah, you rightly pointed on that selecting the VC and approaching the right VCs is very important. So this is
Yeah.
kind of like a matrimonial for the VCs with the startups.
Yes.
The matchmaking of the VCs and the startups as well. They're very interesting. Yeah. So I'm
Good.
pretty sure that you're gonna share the name of the company, and we can definitely work something on that
Yes. I
together
can
for
share with
this.
you. It's called
Yeah.
Ship Shape. Ship Shape. .vc. I'll share with you later. WhatsApp to you.
Sure. Sure.
The link. So they can inform your all your participants. But what I would like to do is probably arrange with yourself and probably with everybody here what they do and how they can provide the solution for everybody and find the right funding.
You're right.
And
Discovery session would
the
be
right
really, really
funding
great.
is very important because you can find 10 funders or 10 investors, but if you do not match with them, so you're not wasting, but you're draining energy in the wrong direction.
Absolutely.
Then it give you the right direction on who to find for the best funding suited for your startup. So that is something that I thought that's a huge, huge offer from them. Then I would like to bring this to Bangladesh.
Fantastic. Dear participants, please share some of your loves, some of your appreciations to our guest today. He has mentioned a very good thing, that the matrimonial of VC and
Yeah.
startups he's going to introduce with us. Yeah, with that note, I really want to think about one direction, that let's say we all know the climate change and the, let's say, the climate solutions, the change based on the climate change, the solutions. This is like a kind of a new wave at the moment. Pretty much we all are concerned about the scenario, and the, let's say, the SDG goals education is definitely hit all the countries across the globe. So everybody is more or less, I would say, the exposed about the education or the awareness about the SDGs. So we all feel that definitely investors who are interested for the real cause, who are interested for the sustainability solutions, climate tech, definitely gonna have a good match with the startups who are working in the same directions or the same sectors. I would like to hear your thought on giving, let's say, a few tips or a few, I would say, hacks for the startup founders who are especially working in the sector of clean tech. How to impress, or how to, let's say, you are mentioning that finding the right VC, right? So maybe I got one right VC, but how to impress that VC about my idea in the clean tech sector, or what are the considerations that we need to have?
I mean, yes, good question. It comes down to the end user, right? So how can we provide solution to who's using our solutions? Again, coming back to Malaysia, probably Bangladesh and our region, emerging region. Our focus is always in some ways economic. So
Yes.
how can it's all well it comes down it boils down to dollars and cents. How can we are able to help them go green and this is not all but being uh, cost cost effective, or probably make them earn or gain money. So
Right.
that's number one. Because why I say that, the adoption rate of your solution will be much faster and able to scale up. So in the eyes of investors, scaling up is always in their head, because scaling up meaning outreach to people and to communities and so on and so forth, and that equals dollars and cents for them, return back money for them.
Absolutely.
So, so going green not necessarily mean that you are being 100% responsible for the environment. Yes, of course, we're not debating that. But how can we do that and have positive economic impact, whether a community, whether your family, whether yourself, individual, business, and so on and so forth. So that is important. That's why our region, emerging market, emerging economy, those are the must-haves, and we are able to do that. We have the drive to do that.
Oh, lovely. I would say that yes, the particular point you mentioned, that go green and make money, that would be the keynote to think for the, let's say, corporations, or think for the companies who will be investing in the startups or the ideas, so that they can definitely generate business and also do good for the environment. And I really align with the thoughts you have mentioned, that maybe I cannot make 100% sustainable or 100% clean, or the absolute level of sustainability I can ensure. But if we all can collectively start ensuring 70%, 60%, 50%, 80% sustainability in terms of our work, in terms of our production, in terms of our packaging, in terms of our transportation, in terms of our supply chain, in terms of our materials, maybe altogether this collectively can make a bigger impact in terms of the sustainability or in terms of the clean tech. So that being said, I would like to hear one thing from you, is that, let's say, we always feel the West, they are doing much better than us, and we Asians maybe not doing that much good, or not doing that much big impact, but we are the most affected people, I would say, in terms of the sustainability or in terms of the journey to the clean tech. So since you have gone through different platforms, different forums in Western countries and in Asian as well, so where do you see ourselves as a whole, as an Asian region people, let's say maybe in next 5 years? What are our chances to be on the spectrum of the sustainability and clean tech? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, we will be Asian will be the driver of sustainability for the world, for the whole world. There's no doubt. And we can see what Trump has committed or not commit in terms of sustainability. So that's the big slap to the world, actually. So
Absolutely, yeah.
very unfortunate to hear that. But he has whatever he has thinking going on. But let him be Trump. So the drivers of sustainability will be ASEAN. Will be ASEAN. One is because we are a growing nation, a growing region. The ASEAN region is the growing region. We have huge population, and our population is growing, and our population is young. So,
Right. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And when you talk about emerging markets, so everybody will be spending now. The young, of course, being identified, being already close at heart with being sustainable and green. So their spending habit in the future, or now and into the future, will always have clean tech at the back of their head, at the back of their mind. So there is an agenda which we have no advantage on our side. So being green and being sustainability, going clean, it's a no-brainer, because we will be the drivers of clean tech for for the whole world, undoubtedly.
Absolutely. I also do believe that we will be having the driving forces over here with the ideas of our, I would say, fascinating startups, founders, and fascinating ideas we have collectively, not just in, let's say, Bangladesh, or not just in Malaysia as a whole.
Yes.
Asia has the I would say the powerhouse of ideas at the moment because of the youth drive altogether we
Yes.
have. So I think we are pretty much end to the webinar. So I would like to hear your closing thoughts or the final thoughts in terms of the clean tech and the opportunities we are looking forward. If you have any final reflection.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Tayo. I mean, I would like to thank yourself again for this opportunity to meet, your good self after some time, and probably in the future, I'm able to visit you in your city,
Absolutely,
Bangladesh,
absolutely. Be our
and
guest.
hopefully meet our friends and start up here in person as well, inshallah. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
inshallah.
I cannot say anything more than what you have mentioned, Tarif, because I think what you've done is excellent already. No, I should be the one learning from you on how we can help thousands of our startups achieve high purpose uh, for them and of course for our society and for the state country. I would like to see more integration among Asian countries, Tarif and here, because I think we are providing solution for the whole world. Like I said, I think each country, each nation has a different way of approach to different things. Some are very community driven, some are very business driven, some are some are green, some are society centric. So many focus areas. So I think the more we integrate and the more we have this dialogue, we will find ways that we can leverage on each other's strength. That's important. I think we being Asians, uh, the the bonding, the relationship is always we feel um, closer if you like, if that makes sense in some ways, because our culture is similar.
Absolutely,
Our
absolutely, yeah.
so that's why the integration is easier and faster, and through this relationship building, uh, our economic collaboration and platform will be easier and stronger, and that's how nations help each other grow through relationships like this.
No, no doubt to that. No doubt to that. I completely agree, and I value that the way we are collectively thinking in terms of going forward with the sustainability and the journey, where we really feel
Mm.
that the environment is very important for us. And also, I feel that our majority of the business or majority of the resources actually comes from environment. So we really need to be careful about our environment as well. So that's being said, I would feel that the discussion we talk about is all about inclusivity, all about partnership, and all about being, I would say, the best help for each other so that we can continue the journey. I'm pretty sure that the journey of sustainability or journey of clean tech is not easy like the, let's say, 10 other startups who are working maybe in the technology or maybe in the SaaS product, but the impact of the clean tech startups is really, really high. So to my dear audience, I really want to mention that the discussion we have today is not just another IT company or not just another IT startup. Rather, you are actually making the impact, you are actually making the difference, and you are actually putting yourself for the broader community, the humankind, for your side. So you all are winner. You all are the warrior of us. I really feel energized, and I really feel honored to be a part of this discussion of what we have last 1 hour as well. So now I'd like to open the floor for our audiences to put up any questions if you have for our esteemed guest, or any reflections. You can raise your hands. I can take one by one, or you can put your questions in the chat box so that I can pick it from there. Anybody, any thoughts, any reflections, you can go ahead. You can also turn on your mic and you can ask your questions directly if anyone wants to. Anybody, any thoughts, or you're just mesmerized with the discussions we have, so you have no words to say and thinking about the impact? Yes, people can go ahead. You can turn on your mic and you can ask question. Anything or everything. Maybe you can ask our guest to give you a little bit of funding as well.
Yes.
Anybody? I can see our good friend, a lot of founders here for sure. I can pick up the name maybe. I can see Apon Sajid here. Great startup, to be honest. Apon, are you here, brother?
Hello, Tarif M, and hello.
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
How are you? I'm same actually. So, what are you guys? So, and I'm seriously listening to you and enjoying every point. This is honor to be present here today. So, all the best.
Thank you so much, Apon. I appreciate. Anybody, you have any questions, you can write in the chat box or you can ask directly. If there is no question, then we would say a concluding word. Guys, tick, tick, tick. No questions, guys, I think. I'm happy. Even if there is no question, that means we had a very strong discussion. So people have got all the information, or maybe they're just waiting to get the, I would say, the thought of, that contact points where they can have the matchmaking of the startups they're looking about it. So we will be definitely passing it to you if you ask the questions. If not, then we don't gonna pass it to you guys. No questions. All right. So I would really like to congratulate and thank my esteemed guest, Mr. Suffian, over here. My brother, this is very, very heart touching and very overwhelming to hosting you with our platforms on this. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for giving your thoughts and your insights, sharing with us. There's a reflection come here. Can you get the LinkedIn ID of our guest, please? Can we? Yes, you guys can.
Yep.
We'll be sharing in the chat box, and also the team will share in the WhatsApp as well. Definitely, we can share it up. Yes, and he's very famous, I would say. You can just search his name in the LinkedIn, and you will get him over there. So, with that note, thank you so much, everyone, one more time for joining us today with this fireside chat. And once again, I would like to thank Mr. Suffian, my friend, for sharing his journey, his knowledge, and his insights to us for going through the, I would say, the tough journey of clean tech and the sustainability of the world. With that note, I would really like to request the participants, if you can just quickly turn on your video for a while so that we can have a snap for a memory, and then we can say goodbye to each other. Is it possible, guys? I will wait for 2 minutes so that we can have a good snap. It's okay. Yeah, you go
thank
ahead.
you.
Yes, okay.
Thank you again, Tarif, for this opportunity. Thank you, everybody. yeah, let's keep the discussion going. You can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Jaziri Alkaf, Abdillah Suffian. So it's just my name. Yeah, let's keep the discussion going. Hopefully, I will find time to visit you, Tarif. Yeah,
Please do,
inshallah,
man. Please do. Please do visit Bangladesh
yeah,
very soon,
yeah.
and let us meet the wonderful startups and founders and the community as well.
Yes,
Really would
yes.
like to host you.
But
Yeah.
and
So yeah, I can see
another,
good faces. Yeah. Go ahead.
yes.
Please go ahead. Sorry.
The other thing is, I want to discuss with yourself on this the Ship Shack initiative. I think that's something that
Sure. Sure.
you can bring to your ecosystem great value for them.
Absolutely.
Share with you
Absolutely.
offline. Yes.
No
Yeah.
doubt to that. It's
Let's
gonna
take
be helping them a lot.
let's, let's take
Yeah.
photos, everybody, and
Yes.
then if
Yes.
you can switch on your photo.
Any more wanna turn on your video? We'll wait one more minute. Guys, it's all right. You can turn on your video. We understand you are at your home. So yeah, or maybe in shop or maybe outside. It's completely all right. We are Asians, we are human beings, we are brothers. So we know how we do our evening time. It's completely all right. Just turn on your video
Yeah.
so that we can have a good memories. Yeah. I'll wait 30 seconds more and then I'll go ahead. Okay, any more videos if we have anyone? All right, so let's look into the camera and say some cheers to that. Cheers to clean tech, cheers to startup. Thank you so very much everyone for joining. Yes, I'm taking screenshots now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Very excited.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Inshallah, we will
Thank you.
meet.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
No
you. Thank you
problem.
for your
No
time.
problem.